17th of July, a date that will come like any other. The sun will rise. People will go about their lives. The clock will keep ticking. But for some, this will not be just another day. For some, this will be the day everything begins to shift. A dangerous day, not because the world will collapse, but because if you remain asleep, you will collapse. What makes 17th of July so dangerous is not what's outside, it's what's inside. It is the moment you face yourself and either change or keep running. Most people are running from who they are, running from responsibility, running from truth. But no one outruns the truth. It always catches up. And when it does, it doesn't knock gently. It shakes the ground beneath your feet. That's why 17 July is not about the date. It's about a shift, a rupture, a window of awareness that either opens or stays shut. And once you become aware, you can't go back. Awareness is dangerous. It kills illusion. And many people would rather stay in illusion than face the truth about who they become. But growth never happens in illusion. Growth happens when awareness cuts through your comfort like a blade. This is the first step. Become aware. Not aware of the world, aware of others, but aware of yourself, of your patterns, your excuses, your habits, your fears, the lies you keep telling yourself. If you don't see them clearly, they will keep you stuck year after year, pretending to live when all you're doing is repeating. On the 17th of July, the mirror appears, and that mirror is brutal. It shows you what you've ignored. It shows you what you've postponed. It shows you the real reason you haven't moved forward, not because you lacked opportunity, but because you refuse to take full ownership of your life. This is where most people turn away. They say, it's too hard. It's too late. I'm not ready, but that's the trap. That's how time eats away your future. You think you have more time. You don't. One day, there will be no more time left. That is why 17th of July is not just another day. It's a warning, a call, a challenge. To become aware is to wake up. To wake up is to see clearly. And once you see clearly, your excuses fall apart. You realize that no one is coming to save you. You are the problem. You are also the solution. That's terrifying. That's powerful. That's freedom. 17th of July can be the most dangerous day of your life if you keep living unconsciously. Keep scrolling, keep blaming, keep hiding, and life will pass you by silently. The world won't stop you, but you will stop you. And that is the real danger when you become the one holding yourself hostage. But there is another path, a sharp one, a path that begins with this thought: I can no longer live like this. The moment you feel that deep inside, not just in your mind, in your bones, you are ready to cut through the fog, ready to reclaim control, ready to face yourself without distraction, without defense, without denial. That is what 17 July demands of you. Not perfection, not confidence, but honesty, radical honesty. Can you sit in silence and admit to yourself that you've been drifting? Can you name what you've been avoiding? Can you hold yourself accountable, not in anger, but in discipline? The pain of awareness is sharp, but it heals. The numbness of ignorance is soft, it rots. Which one will you choose? Everything begins with awareness. Every transformation, every new chapter, every breakthrough. They don't come from the outside, they are born inside. In the space between your distractions and your truth. You must enter that space. That is where the work begins. Ask yourself today, on the 17th of July, what do I need to become aware of? What am I pretending not to see? Have I allowed to grow in the shadows of my life? Bring it to light. Don't fight it, face it. Learn from it. Grow from it. Because there's only one thing more dangerous than being unaware, and that is staying unaware when you finally have the chance to wake up. Let this day break you open. Let it be the day you finally stop running from yourself. Everything changes now, but only if you change. No more waiting, no more hiding. Stand up, open your eyes, breathe deep. The truth is here. The time is now, and so are you. 17 July is not dangerous because of pain. It's dangerous because of comfort. The real enemy is not what hurts you. Real enemy is what keeps you the same while convincing you that everything is fine. People wait for big moments to change. A breakup, a loss, a breakdown. But those moments are loud, they force you to act. What's far more dangerous is the S quiet, the comfort that whispers, stay as you are. It's not so bad. That's what destroys you without making a sound. 17 July exposes this. It brings a mirror to your comfort. And that's what makes it dangerous. Because if you don't see it clearly, you'll mistake comfort for peace. But peace is earned. Comfort is inherited. And most of the time, comfort is just disguised decay. At your life, where have you chosen easy over right, safe over growth, familiar over free? These are the choices that define a person. Not once, but every single day. The more you choose comfort, the more you lose your edge, your fire, your purpose. You become soft in mind, slow in spirit, alive, but barely living. 17th of July gives you the chance to break that cycle, but only if you are willing to be uncomfortable. Change is not polite. It doesn't knock. It crashes in. Growth is not warm. It burns. And the moment you think you can grow without discomfort is the moment you stop growing at all. This is the warning. Do not trust the life that asks nothing of you. Do not trust the path where everything feels easy, because a life without challenge is a life without expansion. And a mind that isn't stretched will eventually shrink. Most people avoid this truth. They build routines, habits. They make their lives predictable. There's a cost to predictability. It kills aliveness. 17th of July becomes dangerous not because it breaks your patterns, but because it dares you to question them. Why are you still doing what you're doing? Is it survival or is it growth? When was the last time you did something that scared you? Something that tested your limits? If you can't remember, then you're already in danger. There's a silent weight that builds when you choose comfort for too long. It doesn't scream. It just settles in your chest, in your routines, in your identity. You start calling it normal, but it's a slow death of your potential. 17th of July asks you one thing: are you willing to get uncomfortable again? Not for the sake of chaos, but for the sake of becoming more focused, more awake, more disciplined, more real. People say growth hurts, but that's not the full truth. Growth only hurts when you resist it. When you embrace it, growth becomes fuel, fire, energy. It wakes you up. Yes, it stretches you, but it also strengthens you. And what breaks you now will build you later. You can't build a new life by doing what's easy. You build it by walking into the fire, by facing the challenge, by saying, this isn't who I want to be anymore. And then proving it not in words, but in effort, in discipline, in action. The power of 17th of July. It is a line, a test, a moment where you choose continue sleepwalking through life or wake up and take the harder road, the one that leads somewhere real. Don't romanticize the hard path either. It's not beautiful at first. It's messy, lonely, repetitive. You'll want to quit. You question why you started. But this is where strength is forged, in struggle, in silence, in solitude. Comfort never gave you that. Comfort gave you temporary relief. Growth gives you lasting transformation. The difference is who you become. Ask yourself, who would I be if I stopped choosing comfort? Who would I become if I did what I know I must, even when it scares me? That answer is waiting for you on the other side of resistance. And the 17th of July is your chance to walk through it. Don't waste it. Don't let another day go by thinking your comfort is your reward. It's not. Your growth is. If you want to change your life, start by doing what you've avoided: the conversation, the decision, the routine, the stillness, the storm. You already know what it is. 7th July is not here to give you answers. It's here to shake you, to show you that you already have the answers, but you've been too comfortable to act on them. Now is the time. Step into the discomfort. Let it shape you. Let it sharpen you. Let it show you what you're truly capable of. Everything changes now if you're willing to step out of comfort and into who you were meant to be. 17th of July, it might feel like any other day, but it's not. It holds weight not because the world shifts, but because you can. And what makes this day dangerous is that it presents you with one silent opportunity, the chance to make a single decision that will change everything. You don't need more motivation. You don't need more time. You don't need someone to come save you. You just need one thing, a decision. That's all. One clear, honest, powerful decision that says, I'm done living this way, and then act like it. The trap most people fall into is waiting for clarity, waiting for a sign, waiting for conditions to be perfect. But life doesn't work that way. Life waits for no one. What you're waiting for is already here. 17th of July is that sign. This moment right now is your chance. Everything changes the moment you decide it does. Not when people believe in you, when it feels safe. Not when you feel ready. You may never feel ready. And that's why most people never change, because they keep waiting for the feeling, not realizing that action comes first. This day is dangerous because it demands responsibility. No more excuses. No more blaming the past. No more pointing fingers. This is your life. Every direction it takes from here is shaped by the decisions you make. And 17 July can be the beginning, or it can be a repeat. You think you need 100 steps. You need one, just one. Decide who you want to be. Decide what you will no longer tolerate. Decide what future you will no longer delay. One decision can flip your entire identity, but you have to make it real. Not with words, with action, with commitment. You are not stuck because life is unfair. You are stuck because you haven't fully committed to change. You've been dabbling, testing, dipping your toes in the water. But transformation requires immersion. And that starts with F1 full decision. A decision that makes everything else irrelevant. A decision that ends debate. The real power of 17th of July is not in the day. It's in what you do with the day. You could ignore it, scroll past it, wake up the same, sleepwalk again. You could stop and ask yourself, what if this is the moment that changes my life? What if I finally act on what I've known for so long? People often don't change because they think change takes too long. But the truth is, change happens in a moment. It takes time to live into it, but the decision that happens in one breath, one moment of truth, one act of courage, that's what makes this day so powerful. It holds that moment. It holds your moment. But no one will hand it to you. You have to take it. You have to declare with full honesty, I'm done being this version of myself. And then you start, not tomorrow. No, don't let the simplicity of one decision fool you. It's the most powerful force in your life, because the right decision becomes a foundation. It becomes a structure. It becomes a wall between your old self and your new one. And from that moment forward, you build. But the decision has to be real. No more trying, no more hoping, no more half steps. 17th of July gives you the chance to draw the line in the sand. You say, I am no longer this. I am becoming that. And then you move. You move through resistance. You move through fear. You move through everything that once stopped you. This is not about motivation. It's about identity. Decide today who you are, because the person you used to be, they can't come with you. They don't belong on the path ahead. They were necessary, but they're done. Now it's your time. Danger of 17th of July is that it passes like all other days, quietly, silently, and you wake up on the 18th of July still living as a version of yourself you no longer respect. That's the real cost of indecision. It's not that your life gets worse, it's that you never rise to what it could have been. You're not waiting on the world. You're not waiting on timing. You're waiting on you. And deep down, you already know the decision you need to make. You've known it for a long time. The question is, will you make it today? Because this day is not here by accident. It's here as a mirror, as a door. And that door doesn't stay open forever. If you don't walk through it, you will remain where you are. And that truly is the most dangerous thing of all. So ask yourself right now, what is the one decision I've been afraid to make? Make it. Don't think. Just act. From this point on, your life is no longer on pause. You are the one who presses play. And it starts on the 17th of July. 7th of July is not dangerous because of chaos in the world. The real danger lies in your own mind. What you believe, what you fear, what you let control you without question. Most people blame the outside. They say, my life is hard because of this person, or this situation is destroying me. But the truth is simple. The storm is not outside, it's inside you. You are not trapped by events. You are trapped by how you think about those events. Your thoughts create the storm. Your reactions feed it. Your habits strengthen it. And the worst part is you don't even realize you're doing it. That is why 17th of July is dangerous, because it can pass while you remain blind to the real source of your suffering. Your mind is the battlefield. Not the world, not your job, not your relationships. The mind is where peace begins or ends. And if you do not master it, it will master you. It will convince you that you are weak, stuck, helpless. It will convince you that life is against you. But life is not against you. It's waiting for you to stop feeding the storm and start training your awareness. Most people don't suffer because of what happens. They suffer because of the meaning they attach to it. They create stories in their head, stories of failure, rejection, fear. They replay them again and again. That's not life doing that. So you doing that. And the day you realize that is the day you take your power back. 17 July gives you that chance. A moment to stop. A moment to interrupt the loop. A moment to ask, is this story I keep repeating still serving me? And if not, why do I keep holding on to it? The mind is like a room. If you leave it untended, it becomes cluttered, dark, toxic. But when you begin to observe it, not judge it, just observe, you take the first step toward clarity. The storm begins to lose power the moment you stop reacting to it. You sit with it, watch it, understand it. This is the true training, not to control the world, but to understand yourself. Because once you do, you stop being a slave to every thought that enters your head. You stop reacting to every emotion. You begin to choose. You begin to respond from strength, not from fear. 17 July invites you to begin this practice, not with noise, not with shouting, but with stillness. Sit with your mind. Let the thoughts come. Don't chase them. Don't fight them. See them for what they are. Passing clouds, not permanent truths. You are not your thoughts. You are the one watching them. You are not your fear. You are the one capable of walking through it. But this awareness takes discipline. It takes courage. It takes commitment to see things as they are, not as your fear paints them. This is what 17th July offers: a chance to wake up from the storm, a chance to say enough. I will no longer let my mind run wild and destroy my peace. That's a decision only you can make, can do it for you. No one can quiet the storm but you. But it's possible, and the path is simple. Observe, breathe, respond, repeat. That's the real work. Not trying to fix everything out there, but learning to remain steady in here. One who masters the mind no longer fears the world, because they have already faced the most dangerous thing, themselves. Everything you fear on the 17th of July is born inside your own thinking. And everything you desire, peace, clarity, strength, it also begins inside. No shortcut, no secret, just daily practice, daily truth, daily choice. The storm only lasts as long as you keep fueling it, starve it, take its power away. The way forward isn't always found in effort. Sometimes it's found in silence, in stillness, in the choice to not react. Just be. That's strength. So when the world feels heavy on the 17th of July, when emotions rise, when doubts appear, pause, breathe. Not the mind. Come back to yourself. The storm can rage, but it doesn't have to touch you. Not if you've trained yourself to see it clearly. This is not weakness. This is mastery. To remain calm when everything screams chaos. That is power. And that power is within you. You just have to choose it, not once, but every moment, especially when it's hard. 17th July is not here to break you. It's here to reveal you. Who are you when the storm comes? That answer defines the rest of your life. Choose wisely. Because once you see the truth, that your mind creates your experience, everything changes. From this day forward, remember, peace is not found. It is created by you. Through discipline, through awareness, through choosing the calm within the chaos. That's the lesson. That's the path. That's the transformation waiting on the other side of 17th of July. 17th of July is not dangerous because of what changes. It's dangerous because of your resistance to change. The real pain never comes from the change itself. It comes from your refusal to accept it. Keeps you stuck. That's what keeps you suffering. Not what life brings, but what you fight against. Change is natural. It's always happening. Every breath you take, something inside you shifts. The seasons change. The people in your life change. The world moves forward whether you like it or not. But the moment you start resisting that flow, you begin to break. Not on the outside, but deep within. That's why 17th of July matters. Because it reminds you that holding on too tightly is what's pulling you down. You're not drowning because of the water. You're drowning because you won't let go of the weight. You keep carrying what you should have dropped long ago. You resist endings. You resist silence. You resist the unknown. Everything you're searching for, clarity, freedom, peace, lives on the other side of that resistance. The longer you fight the change, more you lose yourself. The more you grip the old, the more you delay the new. And it's not that you can't evolve. It's that you're afraid of the discomfort, afraid of being alone, afraid of starting over. But 17th of July is not here to scare you. It's here to push you, because sometimes life has to push you hard or you'll never move. There is no growth without loss, no rebirth without death. Something in you must be allowed to end a habit, a story, a false belief. That's what this day is for, to ask you directly, what are you still holding on to that's no longer part of who you want to become? If you don't answer that question, life will answer it for you through pain, through breakdown, through crisis. That's how resistance works. It piles up until something cracks, and that moment is coming. Whether it breaks you down or breaks you open, that part is up to you. The resistance you feel is not a sign to stop. It's a sign to start paying attention, to look inward, to see where you are forcing things to stay the same, even when they no longer serve you. You know the truth. You feel it. You just haven't acted on it. 17th of July is dangerous only if you ignore that inner signal. If you keep pretending that comfort is the goal. It's not. The goal is growth. The goal is evolution. And every part of you that resists that truth will be the part that suffers. Acceptance is not weakness. It's not giving up. It's stepping into alignment with life. When you stop fighting what's already changing, you make space for something greater to emerge. You don't lose control. You find your real power. Because now you're moving with life, not against it. Ask yourself right now, where am I resisting change? Is it in my habits, my mindset, a relationship I know is draining me, a dream I've been too scared to pursue? That resistance, that tension you feel, it's not punishment, it's a message, a wake-up call. If you keep ignoring it, you'll suffer in circles. The same thoughts, the same pain, the same emotional weight. But once you begin to accept fully, completely, everything starts to shift, not outside, say inside you. You start to breathe again. You stop fighting. You start flowing. You become lighter, clearer, stronger. But this takes courage. It takes honesty. You must admit what's not working. You must let go of what no longer belongs in the next chapter. No one else can do that. for you. It's your work. That's your decision. 17th July is a doorway. Not all doors open with ease. Some require effort. Some require surrender. If you stay frozen, you'll miss it, and you'll wake up on the 18th of July with regret, with the same heaviness, with the same resistance wrapped in new excuses. Let this day break the pattern. Let it teach you what resistance really is. Fear wearing a mask, fear of the unknown, the fear of being without the past. But the unknown is not your enemy. It is your freedom. The past is not your safety. It is your cage. Don't wait until life forces you to change. Choose it. Initiate it. Trust that what is falling away is making space for something better. It always does. That's the quiet truth beneath every ending. It's also a beginning. So stop asking why things are changing. Ask yourself why you're still resisting. Stop hoping the storm will go away. Learn to move through it. That is where strength lies. That is where freedom begins. Let 17 July be the day you let go. Let it be the moment you stop holding on to a version of yourself that no longer fits. Let it be the beginning of your next becoming. You are not here to stay the same. You are here to evolve. Let go. Accept. Grow. That is how everything changes. That is the path forward. That is the power waiting for you on the other side of this day. 17th of July is not dangerous because of what happens in the open. It's dangerous because of what happens in silence. The biggest shifts in life don't come with noise. They come in moments no one sees. No spotlight, no recognition, just you, your breath, and a choice that no one claps for, but changes everything. Everyone wants transformation, but no one wants the quiet work it demands. Everyone wants results, but they forget where results are born, not in front of others, not on a stage, not through motivation, but in silence, in discipline, in repetition when it's boring, when it's lonely, when it's hard. That's why 17th of July is powerful. Because this day won't ask for your applause. It won't ask if you're ready. It will only ask one thing. Will you show up for yourself when no one's watching? This is the test, the moment where you either become the one who acts in silence or the one who waits for permission, attention, or approval. And make no mistake, that difference is everything. One path will set you free. The other will chain you to your past. Your future is not built when things feel good. It's built in the moments when you don't feel like it and you do it anyway. That's what separates growth from talk. That's what separates transformation from wishing. Every small, invisible action you take in silence becomes the foundation of the life you say you want. 17th from July is not about a breakthrough. It's about a habit, a mindset, a decision to start again quietly. You wake up, you make your bed, you meditate, you train, you stay consistent, and you are not the mind. And most of all, you do it without needing anyone to see it because you know the result is already growing inside you. That's the part most people miss. They give up because no one sees their effort. But the tree doesn't grow when you shout at it. It grows in stillness, in darkness, in silence, and so do you. The most dangerous thing about 17th of July is that it tempts you to stay passive, keep scrolling, to keep consuming, to keep talking without doing. But this day is not for words. It is for action. Quiet, deliberate, disciplined action that no one will notice, but you will feel it. And one day the results will come. One day the outside will reflect what you've built inside, but not today. Today is for silence. Today is for building. Today is for showing up when no one is clapping. That's where the real warriors are made. It's easy to pretend when eyes are on you. It's hard to stay true when it's just you and your thoughts. But that's where you meet yourself. That's where your power is sharpened. Not in the arena, but in the shadows you trained in long before the world saw anything. 17th of July is that shadow, that training ground, that test of your character. Don't waste it chasing noise. Don't look for attention. Look for presence. Look for effort. Look for the next small thing you can do that brings you closer to who you are meant to be. Because no one's coming to build your future. That's your job, and no one will hand it to you. You earn it by working when it's quiet, by growing when it's dark, by trusting that the smallest step matters. And it does. Every small act of self-respect matters. Every time you resist the old pattern, you win. Every time you keep your promise to yourself, you grow, even if no one else sees it. You feel it. And that feeling, that fire, becomes unstoppable. But it must be protected from distraction, from excuses, from the idea that if it's not seen, it's not worth doing. That's the lie that keeps people stuck. 17th of July is your chance to reject that lie once and for all. You don't need to prove anything to the world. You need to prove it to yourself that you are serious, that you are committed, that you are willing to suffer in silence now so that your future can breathe in freedom later. Your strength is not loud, it is quiet. It is built in the silence of 17th of July, in the decision to keep going in, to keep showing up, to keep becoming. So don't wait for applause. Don't wait for clarity. Don't wait for the perfect moment. This is the moment. Right here, right now. 17th July is the door, but you must walk through it alone, in silence, in strength. And one day, when the world sees what you've become, they'll call it sudden. They'll call it lucky. But you'll know the truth, that it was built in the silence on the day no one saw, on the day called 17 July.